right, my new review is taking way too long, so I'm going to put together some quick content. So, they just put out the official stock photos for the Studio Series Coronation Starscream. I think they changed the name to like Emperor Starscream or something like that. And Perceptor. Both two very important characters to the 86 movie. I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. What we saw before was just like pre-rendered stuff. And then these are, I'm assuming, official pictures of the real figures, or at least real prototypes. Boy, these pictures are really good. Whoever takes these photos, I'm assuming this is a Japanese photographer. Whoever takes these photos is fantastic. He's really, really good. Or she. The characters just look great. They look really lively. They look really colorful. I'm not saying I don't like the Western guys who do it. They're a lot more like fancy. Nowadays, they like to do stuff with like sets and stuff, and they use the screen to change the background, and that stuff's cool. It's the kind of stuff that I want to be able to do as well. But you know, a good, nice, solid white background stock photo. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And these figures look great. First, we have the Studio Series Starscream. And listen, guys, I know what you guys are gonna say when I say this. You're all gonna say, "But May, you just did a video talking about people being upset about a design that they didn't like. You told them that they're not allowed to be upset at that design." All right, first of all, don't talk to me like that. You know, shut your mouth before I kiss you on the fucking lips. 2, the point of that video was, again, to say that people were expecting something and they were upset that they didn't get what they were expecting when they weren't promised anything, basically. I honestly think what I'm going to say here is reasonably different, though I feel maybe I'm being a little more petty because this is my favorite character, so I'm being kind of nitpicky about this. The Coronation Starscream figure is a repack of the Earthrise Starscream with new parts to recreate the scene from the movie. And I mean, that's cool. I do think it's funny that like such an important moment for the character, and like you see it everywhere in like different media and stuff. This scene's like 2 minutes long. I think it might even be less. It's really funny. And I'm a little annoyed by this because the Earthrise figure, I like it, it's fine, but it's not a Studio Series figure. This isn't the first time that they've repacked, you know, a character into Studio Series. They did this with Cogman. With Cogman, that was already a movie figure, so it had the aesthetics of a movie figure. But Earthrise Starscream is a War for Cybertron figure. He's not a Studio Series 86 figure. I kind of touched on it in the Rec Guard review, but there's a very kind of specific design language that line has, right? It's a lot simpler. The colors are a lot brighter, and the War for Cybertron stuff typically is a lot more detailed, and the colors are a little bit more muted, which isn't to say that they're not bright sometimes. I think Starscream's a pretty bright figure. They are different, right? And Earthrise Starscream, he's not a G1 Starscream, right? He is, for better or for worse, and I think it's for better because I like this figure, he is an upscale classics figure, right? You know, he's not a G1 accurate figure. Honestly, and again, this is me being really petty, and if you want to say I'm a hypocrite, you can, you know, say all that stuff, but honestly, I feel like they probably should have remolded him a little bit. Like, it looks like they've just taken the Earthrise figure and they've put it in the box, basically. They have done some things, like they changed the hands, but again, he doesn't have the design language of an 86 figure. He's too detailed, you know, he doesn't have the right look. I think reissues are great. I think that getting lots of reissues is something that would be really good for the collecting community and the fandom and all that stuff. I'm just saying, you know, I really would have liked if you did a little extra to my favorite character, made him look a little more, you know, aesthetically on point with the rest of the line. And it's not that, you know, these lines don't look good together. I do have them together on the shelf. Just across these two lines, I have almost the entire G1 cast. That's really cool. I like that. I wish they would have done a little bit more, right? You know, at the very least, could you have like remolded his hips and his waist? They posted the photo and Starscream's just chilling on the fucking throne with his buss out, and you know, if you had just done something with that, I probably would have been much happier. But you know, I'm probably gonna get this still because I'm a huge fucking Starscream mark. It's gonna look weird. It's not gonna look like a Studio Series 86 figure. This feels more like, you know, leftover idea from War for Cybertron, and then they've just appropriated it because it's kind of the same thing. It's probably cheaper to do that. It's probably the easiest way to do that, and I would prefer they do something like that, so that way, you know, more resources can be put into making new figures. But I'm just being petty, okay? I'm just being petty about this, all right? So enough about that. So we're gonna talk about Perceptor. I am just going to talk about Perceptor in brief, and oh my god, Perceptor looks so great. He really looks so good. Colors look great, his proportions look great, he looks so dynamic. They really did a good job with these pictures. I'm a little annoyed because he doesn't have a wrist swivel. It's really easy to add those, but it probably, I don't know if it's like too expensive to do that, especially on a deluxe, so you know, I can kind of live without it. And you can kind of see what I was talking about with the design language, right? Like, he has less like just sort of stuff on him, right? Greeble is the term for it. They did add the treads on him, right? Obviously G1 Perceptor, I don't believe he turns into a tank. Maybe he does, I don't know. But I don't think he does in the show. Or he doesn't have treads on his model either. Yeah, I was complaining about, you know, inaccuracy with one figure, but I'm going to say that I don't really care about it that much with this figure, and I really don't care about it that much with this figure, because it is kind of off to the side. It's kind of hidden within the legs, it's not really front and center. So I can kind of like just be like, okay, that's fine. Or with the design of the figure, it really doesn't make me think that like, oh, maybe this was supposed to be a War for Cybertron figure. I don't think that at all. I think maybe they just sort of like, well, it'd be a lot cooler if we just gave him a tank mode as well. It's more of a cannon than like a tank, you know? I know they put the treads on it, but I mean, Galvatron has treads too. But I like Perceptor. I'm actually really excited for this figure, and I don't really have a lot to say about it, unfortunately, because it's just like, you know, what is there to say? It looks cool, the pictures look great, and I just want it. You know, what do you want me to tell you? So again, this is going to be a real quick video, just to have something posted, because I haven't posted nothing. I am working on the next review, so please look forward to that. Please subscribe if you do enjoy these reviews. But that's just my opinions. Please leave yours in the comments below. Bye bye.